The scaffolding on our old Italian house that we have to renovate completely is put up. We found a construction team to demolish the roof because it is leaking rainwater for the last 25 years. As we are not part of this team, we decided to enjoy a day out, starting on the market, wondering if we could make it through the day without starting a new DIY project. So we went to the harbor for a nice lunch. So far, so good. So, we're going to have a super nice lunch. However, the way Mirella started sipping her wine faster and faster made me realize that the break was almost over. Dressed for leisure, we ended up in the building supply store. Inspired by the works on the roof of our Italian house, we were thinking of ways to make our tiny house fit in better with the old house. We came upon some prefab plastic roof panels, looking like old tiles, from a large distance.
Moet je hier op gaan lijmen? Waar kan dat dan? Weet ik niet hoor.
Mirella was wondering how to glue this to the roof, worrying about the sea winds blowing roughly in wintertime. I tried checking this with the security guard. It was a no-go, so we moved on to the bamboo mats, thinking about building a fence to separate our tiny house a bit from the construction site. While unpacking them, we realized they would be too wobbly. Tried to set them up, brought them down, and finding a new project. So today we're making some improvised shutters for our little wooden house. It will be a low-budget project and we'll mostly use materials we already have. So we are using the leftover wood from the tiny house. Let's see what it looks like. So here we're creating a frame, 3 hinges, and we'll make it function like a solar shade during the day. And when we're leaving, we can lock it up and nicely close it. In summertime, the sun is burning on the doors of the house that face south. Temperatures rise quickly to 40 degrees inside, partially caused by the glare coming in through the windows. Since our son is studying in the Netherlands and we still travel back and forth, we can lock the house a bit better. We already had 2 attempts to enter, breaking the locks on the doors. I cut the planks into thin slats and reconnected them on both sides, ensuring the screws were not visible from the outside. Let me out! Let me out! The good news is it seems to fit. Let's see if there's bad news.
Heel goed hè?
Nee, ze dan wat je zet er dus. Het is helemaal geen schade. Although Mirella was enthusiastic, I realized the openings between the slats were too large and wouldn't provide shade. We could add more slats, but this would make the panel too heavy to easily open. Now the bamboo came in handy. We don't have to impregnate the wood since the planks were part of the prefab house, and this was done in the factory. Mirella measured the mats to the frame and connected them to the wood using screws and wires. The wire was a leftover from the doggy fence that we built around the newly created olive yard, as you may have seen in one of our previous videos. It was a lot of fiddling and took some time, but the screws and wires blend in nicely with the bamboo. When the top part of the mat was fixed to the frame, I cut it to size.
Nou, wordt wel leuk denk ik uiteindelijk hè?
After this, we took a short break. Mirella summarized our project as, "It's looking rather nice, don't you think?" I said sure, although I was uncertain about the end result. Next up were the supporting poles to hold up the shutters. These must be portable to ensure that we can open and close them. Once done, I put them in a position on the terrace and brought up the first shutter. Let's see if this fits. So the first shutter is almost done. So it's hanging, reasonably solid, gives shade if you're standing in the right position, and you can even jump slightly, but not too much. And see how easily it closes. So we'll put one more plank here. Now the prototype is done, moving on to the second shutter. We have to make 4 of them, so 36 slats to go, made out of 18 wider planks left over from the tiny house. Cutting the slats for the second frame took me 20 minutes. We then assembled the frame together, ready to fit to the doors. Quality check done, Mirella then focused on attaching the bamboo. In parallel, I started working on the slats of the third frame. Dancing around the frames while fiddling with the wires, Mirella eventually got the job done. Sometimes it feels like everything is moving very slow. But then we realized that where we stand now was just an overgrown garden with an old barn.
Frame done?
The feeling is already totally different, even though we have a long way to go. We do not follow a strict planning. The renovation is part of our journey and we love creating and restoring.
Oh, lekker.
This is day 2. Second shutter finished. Third one is on the way. I think it's going to be really nice. It's a bit improvised, but that's our style. Ah, there they are.
Another batch of slats for the next panel. This time we knew the drill and started working on our own sides to move the slats in place. I had pre-drilled the screws to fix them. Only day 2 and almost feeling like professionals. The speed is going up, giving ourselves a deadline of 3 days for 4 shutters. We like a challenge and along the way thinking about some new DIY projects. Looking over the farmland, we realized that we still have an outdoor kitchen to finish before summer hits. For the first part of the outdoor kitchen we used reclaimed bricks from the demolished extension of the old house, which you can see in the previous video.
We're now rounding up the third, and then we have 3 shutters in 2 days. Not too bad, right?
Klopt dit?
The 4th shutter went like a breeze and the next day we finished our spontaneous project.
Vast precies, vast precies. Well, these shutters are finished. Very happy with the result, at least for the shutter part. The poles, supporting poles are not that nice yet. We wanted to reuse some of the wood, but we'll think of a different construction. It looks a bit nice.
This is how it looks closed and this when it's open.
Maar die voor mij doet hij,
Ja, lekker. Maar, zo. Nou, is het lekker.
When enjoying a wine under the shutters, even our dogs came to check them out. Or maybe that was just because of the snacks.
Oh, bleef ook een beetje windstaf.
The project was budget friendly, as we only had to buy 12 hinges at €4 a piece and 4 bamboo mats at €50 each. So in total we spent around €250. Of course we did have some leftover materials, making the project good value for money. Meanwhile the old house was left without a roof. See how that turns out next time.